在38这个巴沙的里面，有太多好吃的东西了。我现在想到我都流口水。你去到里面，听到那些小贩跟那些顾客讲话、讨价还价的声音，只有在这样的湿巴沙的里面，你才可以感受到这样的气氛、这样的活力。
Queenstown was very significant to Singapore because everything that's new is tested out there. So it's like a mall, no? What is being done, right, is actually being replicated in the rest of Singapore. Indeed, I would say Queenstown started it all, no? That's how groovy it was, I will put it to you, in those days lah.
比起现在很多新的祖屋区，在当时的女王镇没有很多先进的设施。我们有38，我们有大众百货公司，我们有图书馆，但是对当时的我们，特别是孩子们，这些都是我们的娱乐，就好像我们的 Disneyland 哈。在我很小的时候，38号的巴沙还没有建起来，那么在那个时候，那些小贩他们就推着他们的推车，每一天早上在我家前面的空地上做生意。
The government, right, actually wanted to house all these people properly so that they would be given shelter and also a proper place to do their business. That was how Margaret Drive Market came about.
The significance of Margaret Drive Marketplace is that it is a first historical wet market, in-house wet market that is built by SIT. The key architectural feature of this building, I would say, is its parabolic vaulted roof. I think its main purpose for that roof is to help better air circulation within the context of a wet marketplace.
The shape of the market is actually quite unique. It looks like a Chinese coffin. That's why they name it the coffin market. The hawkers especially, when they see the place, right, in the first glance they thought, oh, maybe it's not very auspicious. But Chinese, being Chinese, right, they can get around things very easily. You know, like Chinese, we have this phrase called 升官发财, and that sounds, 官 sounds like coffin. And that also means prosperity. Because they were the only market there, right, they would of course prosper.
在90年代过后，因为越来越多的年轻人搬出去，所以女皇镇就变成一个老人区。再加上政府的规划那么一些的祖屋也拆掉了。
So you see, the town was emptying out itself already. Literally, you see the geography of the place changing over the years. That's why you see the market, right? The business also dropped and eventually closed in 2005.
When we took on this project, we thought that it's really meaningful because it helps the old folks who got displaced from their old house in Tanglin Halt and are relocated to the Margaret Drive area to find familiarity in a new environment. Before we submit the final proposal, our team actually took a long walk around the old Tanglin Halt estates to talk to the hairdresser, the vendors, the TCM, and a lot of them share with us their insecurities about moving to a new environment, which is why we try to talk to them and make them comfortable by explaining to them the concept that we are doing. And we also offer subsidized rent to them. For example, to Fong An Medical Hall, they are actually one of the relocated trade from Tanglin Halt.
I was very happy to hear that the Margaret Drive market was conserved.
对于城市的发展和进步，这是必然的，我们不能够留在原地踏步。但是在发展的当中，我期望好的能够被保留下来。
In preserving old places like this, the future generations will have something to look back on, as the new will never be the same.
Because people can still see and touch the place itself. We know that all this is not easy. There has to be a give and take, and it's always a fine balance that we are talking about.
Given that it's a conserved building, there's actually limitations to how much design we can do to the space, as we have to take care to maintain the original architecture and also to introduce new element in the way that is still harmonized with the old facade of the building.
When we were first given this project, we were very excited by it, but at the same time, we felt a little bit intimidated by it simply because it is a very important cultural heritage site. When we first stepped into this empty space, we were quite wowed by it, simply because it is such a beautiful, lofty space.
We wanted to incorporate something into the Singapore local context, which is why we actually invited a lot of local Singapore entrepreneurs to set up their shops in this marketplace. During the creation process, there was actually big brands and famous names that wanted to come into the space, but we actually rejected them because we were very sure that we do not just want to be another shopping mall, which is why Level 1 is very intentionally designed with a community in mind, where you have shared spaces, people can come together and mingle.
For Level 1 and for Level 2, we approach it from a community-centric point of view. So what you see on those seatings are those use of mosaic tiles, which is something that harks back to communal seating area in HDB void deck. We wanted to highlight the roof as a feature, so we introduced metal arches to suspend festive lights. So in a way, it helps to enhance the parabolic structure of the roof. If you look at the site, there wasn't anything too wild about it. We just took what it is and elevated everything. Margaret Drive Marketplace refurbishment is more than just renovation. It embodies a sense of community revitalization as well as cultural preservation. At the same time, it is also a celebration of the past and embracing the future.
We have young families moving into the new flats in Margaret Drive. You look at the playgrounds, now they're filled with young kids again. There's a new generation of people growing up in Queenstown again. Of course, I would say that now Queenstown is back where it was first started out. Its history is repeating itself and the community is building up itself from ground zero again.
So I think it will take some time for this place to be a hip place out of all of Singapore again, but that's what we want to do over here.
当我回来的时候，很多以前的建筑物，一些的地方已经拆掉，已经改变了，只剩下38的巴萨。我期望38的巴萨能够恢复以前的热闹。